And welcome in the final match here on a three-day weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana from Coons Stadium. It's the USA Club Rugby 15s National Championships. And a big one coming up here on the men's side in Division I. Old Blue and Belmont Shore, two of the OGs in club rugby in the United States. Ben Holden and Mike Petrie on the call. Lance Cavanaugh will join us as well. Mike, these are two of the elite programs in the history of this sport. How excited are you, and what do you think is front and center between these two here today?
Oh, man, this is as good as it gets, Ben. I mean, this is the heartbeat. This is the heart and soul of American rugby right here. Two iconic clubs. It's a coastal battle. It's L.A., Belmont Shore versus New York City. Old Blue, Belmont Shore. Two powerhouse programs meeting in the middle in the Midwest. Ben, I love this. You couldn't have scripted this better as far as the season final goes.
Love to hear that. Let's get a look at how these two clubs got here in this tournament here this weekend, the championship round on Friday. Belmont Shore was a real defensive match and a game that featured an awful lot of kicks from Belmont Shore. They started with Robert Figley. In the second half, they switched things up. They used Griffin off the tee, and later on in the match, they stopped opting for the kicks, Mike, and they did this. Their power took over in the end in this match.
Yeah, and Belmont Shore can do it all. They can kick goals. They'll take confidence in that coming into the game today. But, man, they've got a lot of versatility in their attack as well. But same is true of Old Blue. I mean, we watched this game that was delayed after lightning on Friday night. They had to replay the last 20 minutes of the game. So these are highlights from Friday. And it's Old Blue on the attack first. They get a score off that chip and chase. And then a rumble over the try line. And then a big long-range kick from Old Blue. That time just crosses over the top of the crossbar. And now you can see, changing the weather, we're a bit different there in the sky, Ben. So we're moving this game on to Saturday for the last 20 minutes. And this one was all Old Blue for a 20-minute onslaught. The Griffins tried to hang with them, but fresh Old Blue, they are looking for their first D1 title. They are up for it. They are energized. They are excited. And they knocked off the Chicago Griffins.
They're led by their head coach, Sam Windsor. That was a beautiful carry there from Malik Bryant, their right winger. And that's the sight line from where we're at here at Coons Stadium, downtown Indy in the distance. And Mike, for Old Blue, their starters, their 15, and their reserves, their finishers that will come in. You see Windsor still listed. He has played a little bit. He's now coaching this side for the third season.
Can't wait to see Sam Windsor, the player coach, call his number. Former teammate, good friend, and absolute legend of the game. Been there for 3 years in Old Blue. But how about Akwe, the captain, the number 7? He is an unbelievable work rate, incredible engine. Daquan Perry, he's been in the MLR. Connor Wallace-Sims, another Old Blue legend. He's out there as the head captain. Akwe will be helping him as vice captain. And between those two, they've got a great leadership group in their forwards and their backs.
On the other side for Belmont Shore, they've got some familiar names. If you follow Major League Rugby, Derek Adams has played in the league. They've got some other guys on their lineup. This is a sound team that loves to bring that physical aspect of rugby front and center.
And that's what I love about Belmont Shore. It's that West Coast style that is so well known for playing fast, playing at pace, and Belmont lives up to that reputation. But at the same time, they can really hammer it straight at you. They are very physical. They are really good up front, and a lot of that is because of the work they have from their tight five. So keep an eye. Belmont Shore will have a well-versed attack coming into this one.
They're led. Their captain is Ben Weishettle, and set to go here on a beautiful day in Indianapolis in the low 70s here. Clear skies. Rain will not be a factor today. And let's get down on the pitch. Check in with the third member of our crew, Lance Cavanaugh. Lance.
I am down on the field, Coons Stadium. Belmont Shore and Old Blue, two pinnacle powerhouses here in the USA, but adversity is the name of the game for both these teams. Belmont Shore losing the SoCal final renewed the team. They understand that they can be beaten. They aren't invincible. They must show up for every second, every minute of the game, a full 80. Old Blue having to deal with real adversity through Friday and Saturday, the weather, Mother Nature, acts of God. How do you defeat that? You stay focused, locked in, 15 minutes at a time, handling the business. These two teams are destined for this moment. Belmont Shore trying to renew and get back to this moment so that they can fix last year's discrepancy. But both teams are fighting for a national championship, and kickoff just underway.
All right, very good, Lance. There will be a new champion, of course, St. Louis, the Bombers. They won the championship last year in Division I. Belmont Shore, they're in the gold and blue kits, and Old Blue and those black kits, they get it free. Spun to the back by their scrum half, Nick Franklin. High-hanging kick taken right at halfway by Belmont Shore. Belmont Shore, one thing on Friday, Mike, they didn't do a lot of. They did not get the ball much into the hands of number 11, Derek Adams, and he is a dangerous guy. He's on this near side right now.
Hold on. Yep.
Old Blue with it now, and they'll pop it down. The left-footed kick by their captain, Connor Wallace-Sims. Taken just inside of the 22 by Belmont Shore. Speed on the carry here. It's in the hands there of Langayo. Langayo with a good carry. Referee today, man in the middle, is Luke Rogan. Jared Ford and Katie Roth are the assistant referees working this championship match here from Indianapolis. Carry now by Zach Harrison-Jones. Played back, but Old Blue standing tall there with three bodies right there to take down Patolo. Laid back and getting to it is Anthony Munoz. Played some sevens for the Mexican national team back in early portion of his career. Gets it free there and played it back for Greg Sisley. Lock number 4 up front. Unable to break through. Second effort though. Matthew Massot with a tough carry here. Number 12, the center. Munoz freeing it. To it once again. Found Figley. Figley, short little touch. Plays it outside a little bit more. Tough sledding in there, Mike. I mean, this has gone on for a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, this has been lots of phases of play. I admire Belmont Shore for their enthusiasm very early on. But at some point, here they go. Something's got to give, and Belmont finds that break.
They do. Coming off the feet, says Luke Rogan. The penalty call there here in the 3rd minute.
And what a fantastic individual first, actually team effort, I should say, from Belmont Shore. And they're going to get a shot for points. The first of the game, and it's because they just held on to the ball. So often we see teams kick downfield, play that territory game, but Belmont had that for easily over a dozen phases just now. And finally, they find a crack in the Old Blue armor on defense. And so here's another look at it. The ball gets held up here. Great work by Old Blue trying to keep it up, but they get that ball free. So Belmont finds a seam, gets the ball out, and then here it is, little crack in the defense. Get over the top of it, and then there's that knock on intentionally by Old Blue by their hooker Taquan Perry, and so that's going to cause the penalty set up now for Belmont Shore for the first 3 points attempt of the game.
So Figley has it on the tee in the semifinal match on Friday. He put one through in the 3rd minute and the 13th minute. They had a 6-3 lead after that second one. This one, a 40-meter kick as he eyes it up here. Solid strike with the right, and that kick is off the mark. It drifted a little bit on him, so no points result in that attempt from 40 meters out.
That's a tough miss for Belmont Shore. We saw in the open there all the kicks that they had to put them ahead on the Austin Blacks in the semifinal round just 2 days ago on Friday night. And so you'd imagine Belmont would want to get some wind in their sails with the opening points of the game, but they don't. So now they have a chance. The Old Blue will kick it back to them, and you got to imagine Belmont will take him through the phases again and try to camp out in Old Blue's end of the field.
Yeah, that really seems to be their MO. They're very patient. They seem to want to take the punishing blows and deliver those punishing blows as well. A similar start to their match on Friday. The take from them here. Good power. Their captain, Ben Weishuttle. Good carry from him. Patolo, their hooker. The ground he goes. Munoz looks left, plays it right. Brings it now a little bit into the middle of the park here for Belmont Shore. Got some options here on this near side. Derek Adams right on the touchline, into his hands on cue. Adams slips one tackle, fends off one, still going. Good carry, the first in the match for Derek Adams. Nice little dummy there, turned in from Callum Bartlett, and Bartlett still going. Bartlett inside of the 5, a couple of meters away. Munoz. Figley plays it back. Speed coming. A shot delivered there from Weishuttle. Still about 5 away. Big number 17 who had a massive hand in the win on Friday. Vallejo had a try for them in their second half, and Luke Rogan, arm in the air.
Number 4. Fall down for me. Okay, so the issue here is it's no arms and it's high. Yeah. Okay, he hasn't made head contact, but this player's very lucky that he's staying on the pitch. Yeah. Have a word now, it stops immediately.
And there's another look at it. See our referee, Luke Rogan, just calling that as a high tackle. Not dangerous, but Belmont's going to go for the quick tap here. They're not going to take the 3 points on offer, Ben.
Little surprised by that. I sense a little surprise in your voice as well, but they're going to try and pound this one in. Rogan's there. The arm is up, and they indeed, Mike Petrie, hammer that one in for the first points here in the 6th minute here in this Division I final.
I'll tell you what, Ben, that wasn't surprise. That was enthusiasm, because if I'm on the field with Belmont right now, that would have been the same call you make. You have Old Blue under all kinds of pressure. You've got all the momentum. They are playing so well in the opening 10 minutes of this game. I mean, they are just doing everything right. They are being extremely physical, but they are keeping it simple. They are keeping it direct. They are challenging Old Blue up front. They are forcing them to stop them. They are taking them through phases. They are really throwing down a challenge right now to that Old Blue defense, and it pays off for them with that try right there. And again, nothing flashy about it. Some simple offloads, some simple direct running, looking for runners in space. Excellent work by Belmont Shore in the opening score.
Looking to make it 7-0. Figley lines up this kick. The strike from Figley is good, and it's a 7-0 lead here for Belmont Shore here in the Division I final.
Here's another look at it. They had the points on offer from a high tackle penalty literally directly in front of the post, but instead, little quick tap. Again, nothing fancy, just hit a forward runner and then a pick and go right around the corner. They win the body height battle. They stay really low. They get underneath Old Blue. Plenty of yellow jerseys to shove in from behind, and they're over the line for the first try of the game.
They got it right back, right at the 22. On top here, looking to get this offense going again, looking for a break, unable to get it. Massot taken down to the ground. Munoz worked it free. Good ball offloaded there. Here they come, up that touchline, kick ahead, but it'll be taken back there 10 meters over halfway by Old Blue. Now Kieran Joyce, former MLR with Seattle and New York in his playing career. Old Blue really yet to get anything going here. It's a whistle here and a call from Rogan. It goes against Belmont Shore.
And great work from our camera crew that time, coming in from the side, lifting the leg up. You could have called either one there, but Belmont Shore did a nice job of getting in to challenge the breakdown, but then it just all went awry, as we see now the first attempt for Old Blue now off this penalty. So here it is. You're seeing to see a jersey grab and a drag to the ground, but then take a look. Here we come. It's going to be on the side of this ruck. So that's, you see her hips turned already. There's the leg lift. So call whichever one you want. Luke Rogan's right there. Sees the leg lift and a little bit of hips across. So we're going to get a penalty against Belmont and the first kick attempt for Old Blue to get themselves on the scoreboard.
Kieran Joyce has it on the tee. Looking to get his side on the board here. Nearly 9 minutes gone here in the final. The lefty strike from Joyce. Has it got enough? It does, but it's off the mark. So both kickers have missed here in the early going on penalty attempts. Stays 7-0 Belmont Shore here.
And I think what we've seen, Ben, in the first 10 minutes of play is a real intent from Belmont to try to starve Old Blue of possession. We know how star-studded some of that lineup is for Old Blue. Try to keep the ball out of their hands, force them to keep playing defense a little bit, and then, of course, keep them from doing this kind of counterattack where they're just making tacklers miss in open play.
Cam Robertson, he took a shot, but a good pickup there as Zach Harrison-Jones tattooed him, but a good carry to get him over halfway. Carry that time from Overlander. Another two flankers. He wears number 6. Turned over here. Belmont Shore now. Looking to go back on the attack here. Tough sledding over there. They get it free. Play it back. Nice job by the teammate there to get down and allow that pass to go through. Here's Adams now on the near side. Palm one hand, now driving forward. Good tough carry from Derek Adams. He's got speed, but he can do that, as we've seen on his 2 carries here so far. Played free there for the tight head. Sanchez. Munoz quickly to it and gets it out, looking for the offload. Unable to get it was Griffin. Munoz right down beneath my vantage point here in the stadium here in Indy. Figley. Short. Munoz now. Back to Figley again. Harrison Jones gets rid of the ball. Figley now will pop one down. And did that stay in? It did. He pulls it off the 50-22 on a beautiful kick from Figley.
What a fantastic kick from Figley. But again, the work rate from Belmont Shore. They get a great turnover at the breakdown defensively against Old Blue. They turn them over, and then they take them side to side across the field. Again, must have been easily another close to a dozen phases. Just asking questions constantly of the Old Blue defense, forcing them to play and make tackles. Here's that defensive turnover that we saw. This is what started it all for Belmont. You see Luke Rogan about to award the penalty. His arm will come up halfway, and then Belmont ended up stealing the ball. And then it results in this, a 50-22 and a throw-in for Belmont inside Old Blues 22.
And a good throw from Patolo. They get up, they get down. Here they come now with some power into the hands there of Vallejo. Big 17, Figley now. He's got Adams on the edge. They play it to Derek Adams. A fend off, he breaks a tackle. Can't get through the second though. Munoz frees it up, plays it on to Weishettel. And this one is called against Belmont Shore. They didn't let go of the ball. No release in time, says Luke Rogan.
Fantastic work that time from Old Blues hooker Daquan Perry. Great body position, nice and square over top of the ball. I was just about to give Belmont credit for all the work they're doing inside of those breakdowns. They've done a fantastic job of just getting those Old Blue defenders away very quickly and recycling the ball. But this time, Daquan Perry, too strong over the top. Take a look. Nice and square, wins the body height battle. Look at his shoulders. The black jerseys are under the yellow jerseys, so that's going to be a win every time for Old Blue. Nice individual job by Daquan Perry.
See that young man right there in the middle of your screen, Minote Akwe. He's a dangerous guy. He gets the ball in hand. He can go the distance. The slight delay is we need a rugby ball down there. Derek Adams winds up and throws one down the pitch to him. And here's Perry now. Mike just talked about line out here. And McQuay gets up. But it's a penalty on Old Blue.
The throw not straight from Daquan Perry. It was an area that Old Blue struggled with, was their lineouts in their last game, at least through Friday night, through the opening 60. And Belmont here opts for a scrum. So a chance for Belmont now. I believe this is our first scrum of the game that we're going to see, Ben.
Yes.
For Belmont from an attacking position here. And so a chance for them to set up one of their strike moves and a chance for them to really assert some dominance. So you'll see now their left wing for Belmont Shore. That's Adams is tucked in behind the midfield. So expect him to get involved. He's to the far right of your screen. So a great shot from our camera crew at the setup. 2 centers flat. And a blindside wing right in behind, so you know they're coming into the heart of the midfield right now with this ball.
Put in by Munoz, but it's a violation against Belmont Shore in that scrum.
Oh, and that's tough for Belmont, but a big stand for Old Blue. And you see their front row forwards energized by that one. That's a big moment for Old Blue at the set piece to get that penalty. That ball came back quick for Belmont, and I think that's going to be the name of the game for them. They're trying to play fast. They're trying to play at that breakneck speed, whether it be out of scrums, whether it be out of rucks. They're just trying to have that challenge laid down for Old Blue to keep up with them on D. But Old Blue does a great job that time in their scrum. Stay square, stay strong, and they put this ball out by midfield. And another chance at a line out here. So Daquan Perry will throw it in, Ben, and last time wasn't straight, so they've got to clean this up at midfield to get an attack launch going.
Daquan Perry, experience in Major League Rugby, a lot of time with New York. Little instruction he gets from his teammate there. That's Tim Orlando there. Loose head prop. Right down below my vantage point. The throw was good, but it was just a little bit too high. Taken away here into the hands of Sisley. Now Munoz to it. Belmont Shore has really had the possession here, Mike. They've had the majority of the possession in this match so far. Look at the big man, one hand like a loaf of bread, plays it out on the edge. Got to be careful, they drag him into touch. Great job by Old Blue there. Sofe was involved in that defensive play.
Had to see Vice Captain Aquay that time trying to throw that ball in quickly. He knows his team has had a little bit of struggle the past two line-out throws. So just wants to get the ball back in play, but Luke Rogan says the mark is set. We have to set up this line-out. But here we go again. Daquan Perry's got to hit these marks. Got to be on target in order for Old Blue to start getting some momentum and rhythm out of this area of play at the set piece.
Third one for him here in the last minute or so of game action. This one well executed. Here comes Belmont Shore, but here comes some speed from the back. That was Oberlander. Big hits out there, as you would expect here in the championship match here. Division I USA Club Rugby 15's national championships coming to a close here. All got going on Friday. Here's a ball out on the edge, now kicked into the middle a little bit. Good job by Adams to drift over and get that take back there for Belmont Shore. Thought about the kick. Has to fend off one. Third carry of the match for number 11 for Belmont Shore. Good footwork in there, but this one's knocked on. We'll go over to Old Blue in a good portion of the pitch here, Mike. A good opportunity for them to try and get something going offensively here.
Yeah, and you've mentioned that Belmont Shore has enjoyed the majority of possession and territory so far in the opening quarter of play as we near that 20-minute mark. But now a chance for Old Blue to camp out in this end, thanks to an to a Belmont Shore error. So Old Blue now a chance off this scrum. Last time in this area, they earned a penalty at scrum time. You see Old Blue goes with the option. They have a bit of a blind side here on that right-hand side, so they keep their right wing, Mark Bryant, wide near this near touch line. We'll see if they bring him into play and use him. He's got some pace down this channel. That would be fun to watch him in open play down this channel on this right side.
Adams back defending that channel you're talking about. Malik Bryant, we saw his speed. We came on the air and showed you how they got here. They just pick it and go from the back. That's Oberlander, big flanker with a carry. Bryant gets in, plays it from the base. Lanasso the carry, but call made by Rogan, and it's against Belmont Shore.
Discipline now, Ben, becoming key for Belmont as they've given up a few penalties and they're keeping Old Blue just marching upfield. Thanks to no effort of Old Blue, really, to be honest, if we're fair, that this penalty now brings Old Blue just up against their try line, just about, looks like maybe 10 meters short. And so here's another look at that penalty. So good take by Old Blue into contact, good first effort by Belmont, and then there's that penalty that we're looking at against Belmont Shore. And so great call by our referee, Luke Rogan, that time. Ball may have come out the side, but potentially offsides anyway for Belmont. So whatever the call was there from our referee, Luke Rogan, Old Blue camped out. But again, last throw from Daquan Perry was on the money. He needs to be really on target this time in this area of the field.
First time that Old Blue's been inside of the 22-meter line of Belmont Shore. The throw gathered in, went into the hands of Luke Watts. At the back now, Franklin frees it up. 5 meters away is Old Blue now. Played out of there, back into the hands of Oberlander. Freed again. Here's Aquay with a carry. Freed up outside edge. They got an easy walk in here, and they'll dot it down as Old Blue gets on the board here in the 20th minute. Excellent work by them. Connor Wallace, Sims, and company are on the board at 7-5.
Excellent work by Old Blue is right, and it's their captain that gets a captain's try to get them on the scoreboard to start this grand final. Connor Wallace Sims, tons of space. Take a look at Belmont's wing, screaming. He needs help. He knows he's outnumbered. He knows he's outmatched. It's a 2-on-1 straight at him. You've got Kieran Joyce, the playmaker, and Connor Wallace Sims in space. I mean, he was just at the top of his lungs asking for help. You got to respond if you're one of his teammates that time. And man, he knew he was hung out to dry that time. And so really well done by Old Blue to recognize that mismatch and put Connor Wallace Sims into space.
Nice little selling into the camera as well. Conversion attempt. We're back out live here, and Kieran Joyce now takes his time. The strike from Joyce, and it is on the way, and it's good. So we are level here at 7. So great job, Mike, by Old Blue, taking advantage. Those penalties you mentioned, they get those lineouts going a little bit better here lately, and they've leveled the match here at 7.
100%. The lineouts that they needed in those key moments, they got them. They execute brilliantly. Belmont gives them a few freebies off of penalties as well, and that's the biggest thing is when that happens, you need to capitalize, especially in games like this, and Old Blue does exactly like that, exactly like they need to. You get an opportunity and you seize it, so really well done for Old Blue to level the scores at 7.
McQuaig unable to get to it, and Belmont Shore, they come away with a ball. Bartlett went and got it. Here's Adams now, Derek Adams puts his shoulder down. Just like that, Belmont Shore with that steal on the kick. But they're saying, Luke Rogan saying, the ball knocked on by Belmont Shore.
What a turn off that kickoff. Great take from Belmont out of the air. You saw Akwe trying to set up his lifting pod to get up in the air. And while he was dancing around, Belmont yellow jerseys just get up in front of it, steal it, and they take it straight down almost to that goal line. And that's Adams. Man, he is tough to take down. He has made the first defender miss every single time. Here's the kickoff again. Take a look. Akwe's going to back up that pod, but then a great take in the air. That's number 7 for Belmont Shore. What a take. That's Bartlett. And then look at the offload, and then into Adams' hands, and he's going to make a few people miss. Old Blue, though, still under pressure. This is not a great spot to be in as the offensive team. A scrum, no sideline really there, just a few meters out from your own line. This is a tough place to be for Old Blue.
Franklin the put in. Franklin out the back he goes. Trying to get a little bit of breathing room. On a 5-meter pickup there. But a whistle. Rogan with another call.
And you see the excitement and the energy from the front row. That was DeQuan Perry really giving some props to his prop, Orlando, the number 1, the loose head, because that is a big scrum from Old Blue. I mentioned they were under pressure with their backs up against their own goal line, and that right there is the best case scenario. You get a penalty, you give a big shove onto the opposition. Really well done by Old Blue. Here's another look at it. Again, your backs are right up against your goal line. You're either going to go with an 8 pick or you're going to hit your 12 up, and then you're going to try to clear your lines, but they don't have to. Look at the shove. Yellow jerseys going backwards, and that's the penalty that they've earned. So really well done by that Old Blue forward pack.
Here's DeQuan Perry again. We talked about that line out. It's come together the last few opportunities. Another good job, Perry, the throw. Excellent job by Watts to get up, and now up in the air, sky high, contested ball, batted around off a body, came into the hands of Zach Harrison-Jones. So Belmont Shore here. They get it back after that good carry from Adams, but they took that penalty. Mike so well walked you through there, and what happened is Old Blue was up against it, but now Belmont Shore trying to put a little pressure back on Old Blue. 24th minute here, 7 apiece. Try from Belmont Shore coming in the 6th minute. Try from Old Blue coming in the 20th minute. Foodie the carry, their loose head prop. Munoz glances left. Figley plays it on to the back into the hands of Zach Harrison-Jones. Good job by Harrison-Jones. Keeps his feet moving. Right at the 22. Munoz in there. The big fella. Vallejo. Munoz. Good pace out of him, getting to those balls at the breakdowns. Good offload. Adams one-hands it, plays it on the edge. Looking for a seam, none there. Munoz to it again. Weishuttle, another carry. He's had 3 or 4 thus far in the match. Figley plays it back. Vallejo the carry, to ground he went, trying to come up with that ball in there, and they do. And a great job by Old Blue, Mike, as Aquay gets in there and takes it away for him. Trouble here, look out, under pressure and getting away there as Malik Bryant had the heat on Micah Griffin, and now Griffin with a good carry gets it back over halfway for Belmont Shore. Not rolling away in time on Old Blue.
A big turn of events in a very short period of time. So in a span of 15 seconds, you see Belmont on the offensive, and then a great play by the vice captain, Old Blue Aquay, doing number 7 things like an open side flanker should. Over top of the ball, nice and square, great steal, and then a great kick up field. And then Belmont, one thing that they have done so well, here's that steal from Aquay. Look at his body position. The black jerseys are underneath the yellow jerseys, crawls forward to get his team another couple of meters, puts Belmont on the back foot, kick downfield, and this is what Belmont's done so well throughout the game, though. They are making the first defender miss almost every single time, and there's an example of it. So he gets back to his feet, moves forward, and then here's the return penalty on Old Blue for not rolling away. 2 black jerseys in the way that time, and Luke Rogan says not good enough. Penalty to Belmont, line out throw just outside Old Blue's 22.
Throw from Patolo. Get that maul set in there, does Belmont Shore. Munoz frees it up, Figley. Ball into the hands there, good offload, Adams trying to get free. Derek Adams into space, Adams good. Hard charging run again. Picked up from the back there by Bartlett. They're close again, inside of the 5, near the line. Luke Rogan there, nothing yet. Still a little bit shy. It's turned over though in there, and Old Blue coming away with it in all of that. And that kick finds touch on the far side.
And another outstanding defensive stand and great strength and body position in the breakdown. Take a look, Old Blue first. They stuffed the Belmont Mall. Look at this, though. This guy has had himself a game for Belmont Shore. Number 12, Massot, finds Adams, and Adams just making people miss. But then take a look at this. They pick up, they go nice and square over top of the ball. That's your number 9, Ben Holden. That is number 9, Nicholas Franklin, stealing that ball just a few meters out from his own line. What a play from the Old Blues scrum half, Franklin, and a second steal. That's a big one. Both 2 in a row that have stifled that Belmont offense.
Those 9s aren't just about flash and dash. They got some grit to them too, don't they? Good play by Franklin. Another ball here that's turned over, and Old Blue is going to get it here right at halfway.
You could feel and sense that energy shift, Ben, as Old Blue now had their backs up against their goal line, and now they're at midfield, and they earn themselves a little bit of a knock-on penalty there. Great first contact by the Old Blue defenders. One of them that was in there was Jack Oberlander, that guy right there, wearing number 8 at the back of the Old Blue scrum. He's playing 6, but he's wearing 8. Young kid that came through New York City, grew up, played for Play Rugby USA, played for Syracuse University, played for the Rugby New York Academy, and he's been a staple in the back row for Old Blue lately, and hits like that, just leveling up, earning his team a penalty for that knock-on, is a big play by Jack Oberlander.
Tim, right at the back there you're referring to, correct?
He's number 6. He's actually playing number 6, but wearing number 8.
Okay.
Oberlander's on that left side. There he is there, standing up.
Gotcha. Handled. Belmont Shore, they're pressured. They got to kick this and release some pressure. Nothing to do there. It went out. And it's going to be a good spot here for Old Blue.
Yeah, that ball goes straight out, Ben, and so that's going to come all the way back to just outside the Belmont 22. So a huge opportunity right now for Old Blue. Penalty after penalty, or I should say mistake after mistake. So a knock-on by Belmont at midfield, a kick straight out of bounds, and Old Blue just walks up from the halfway line to the 22. And now off this short line out, they got some heavy runners in the midfield. You can see Jack Oberlander out there, along with another back row player. So they're going to try to launch an attack into the midfield.
Excellent job in the set piece there to get him going here to the 22 now. Got help out here. Bryant, good job, gets his hands on it. Malik Bryant, he can fly. Bryant trying to get free, and Bryant will. Malik Bryant racing in and puts it down. Excellent work from Old Blue out of that set piece, and it results in the go-ahead try for him.
What an outstanding set-piece strike from Old Blue. See, they started with a short line out. They had those heavy forward runners in the middle. They had their 6. They had their 8. They jammed them up into the midfield. There they are. Here's the result of it. This is scripted. They've practiced this. They go out the back into that second layer, and we talked about this guy on that right wing, Bryant. He makes people miss. He's electric. He's dynamic. And there he is right there, making his opposite miss, one-on-one with space. What an outstanding play by Old Blue. You know that Sam Windsor's have them doing that a few times at practice. They know exactly what they're doing, well rehearsed, well executed. Really great job by Old Blue to take the lead in this game.
He can scoot, as he just showed you there. Gets in, weaved his way around a couple, and is able to take it home now. And a big kick here, a 5-point lead, looking to make this 7. That kick is off the market, drifted left on their 10, Kieran Joyce. But Old Blue's got the lead for the first time here in the match. Here's another look, Mike, at that try from Bryant.
And there it is again. It starts with that hit up the middle, and then they go out to that second layer of attack, and they put their wing into open space, gets one-on-one with the fullback, and he's going to make people miss. His sidestep was outstanding. We've seen him in highlights do exactly that, and that's what he's known for. Great job by Bryant to put his team into the lead. But the kick that was missed, Ben, that could prove critical in games like this. Those points matter for sure.
They sure do. Take from Old Blue. A little less than 9 minutes remaining here in this first half, and stumbling back there and going down was Cam Roberts. Now Old Blue backed up again here, Belmont Shore. They're going to come up with a turnover ball. This portion of the pitch should be a great break for them if they can get it. Unable to get that coming up, trying to gather that ball in there was Griffin.
And that's good heads-up play that time from Belmont Shore. Off the kickoff again. They put some pressure deep on Old Blue. But what they do really well there is they just let them have possession. They don't challenge the breakdown. They keep their numbers up. They fan out on defense. They let Old Blue recycle it because they know they're going to kick it back. And instead, they get themselves in the blocks. They put pressure on the kick. They sprint ahead, and they force the bad kick, so they get a line out now just 5 meters out from that Old Blue line. So really well done by Belmont to punch themselves back into this game very quickly after that score against them moments ago.
Throw from Patolo. They break free of them all. Patolo now trying to help push in. His up front running mate Daniel Bafuti, the loose head prop to ground we are now. At the back. Picked up, taken out, still shy. Rogan right there on the right. Another effort, second effort. See the ball there, and now it's gathered in and put down, and they hammer in another one from in tight does Belmont Shore. They get it level again. It's now a 12-12 match, and they power it in there from in tight.
And power is right, Ben. They've scored both their tries that way, just plowing over the top of the Old Blue defense. Really nice job. Here's another look at it. It starts with a line out. They recycle it off the maul, and they almost lost it, Ben. They were held up. Old Blue did a great job on defense. They almost smothered it, but instead Belmont does a nice job of recycling it. They do a couple pick and goes. No intent to spin that ball out. They're just going to challenge Old Blue around the corners of that breakdown. And that's another try for Sanchez, Ben. So yep. I believe that's 2 for the big man. And we, like I said, one thing I would say, Ben, is you know when you look at like that East Coast, West Coast style, the West Coast teams are always known for that open, flashy, fast style of play. East Coast, a bit more physical, a lot more kicking. But right now, Belmont showing that they can bring that physicality to this game.
Yeah, those roles are flipped right now from what we've seen in this match. Robert Figley, bottom of your screen, steps in, strike with the right from Figley, and this match stays level at 12. So the last 2 tries, the conversion's no good. Here's a look back at Sanchez and the try here, Mike.
And the game is level thanks to this try, and as it should be. I mean, both kickers unlucky to have missed, but both teams playing so well right now. You got to think that this is the appropriate scoreline, 12-12 to Belmont and Old Blue. I mean, both teams battling it out, punch for punch. It has been fun so far into this 35th minute as we approach the end of the first half. And Ben, there is so much to look forward to. This is going to be a whirlwind straight to the end.
Great to have you with us wherever you're watching today on the Rugby Network. And you're in Indianapolis, Indiana. National Championship weekend. Here's Derek Adams, steps on the gas, gets over halfway, makes one miss, makes a second miss. Adams trying to break through there. Derek Adams trying to take this one the distance. What a carry from the winger, Derek Adams. Outstanding, just flipping the pitch immediately with one carry. Munoz gets it free. They come with pace. Trying to put him up against it again is Belmont Shore. Munoz on to Figley. Figley, the ball down on the floor, though, and picked up by Old Blue. They get a little bit of a break there. They were right up against it again. Nowhere to go over there on that left side of the pitch. Shakwe to ground with the carry. Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in this Division I final championship match here in this first half.
And it's the final in Westfield. Utah Vipers 45, Nova 46.
Figley works it on into the hands of Griffin. Now Griffin hopping one up, trying to get it, and it's handled inside of the 22 there. Now Old Blue sending it right back down, but I think Luke Rogan's going to stop things down here momentarily.
Yeah, so the call's going to come back, Ben. This looks like it's going to be offsides. We saw Connor Wallace-Sims do a great job taking the mark. So earns himself a free kick. Then he quick taps. I think everybody expected him to just give it a moment, let everybody get back to their feet. But here's another look. So falling as he catches it, calls the mark. There's the short arm penalty. But look at this. He's going to quick tap it, give it off to his kicker, and that's the offsides penalty that comes in against Belmont Shore. They had to have been back 10. So they weren't, and what a turn of events. I mean, he might have been back 10, though, Ben. I mean, it's tough to tell from that camera angle. He's the fullback after all. That was their 15, Griffin, so he might have started from back 10, but Luke Rogan just saw him come flying in, calls that full penalty, and that could be a big turn. Here's a wider look at it. Let's get a good look at it. So there's 7. There's Belmont. They're back. That's the penalty right there as he moves across. And he's going to put pressure on that kick, and that would be that penalty because he's offsides there.
So with all that said, DeQuan Perry and Old Blue with a favorable platform to begin from here. Tap back on the throw-in on the line-out. Here comes Belmont Shore. Getting to the line. Franklin plays it back. Dangerous ball there, and it's down on the floor. Picked up by Derek Adams. Adams, he puts it back, but coming in there, and Aquay comes over the top and gets it. He's made some big plays like that. That's a huge one for his side. Now Roberts played it off. Inside of 2 minutes remaining in the half. Old Blue and Belmont Shore here deadlocked at 12. Franklin freed it up, got it into the hands of Joyce, took a shot but played the ball back. And this one bounces into touch on that far side, and it's going to be Belmont Shore ball.
Here's another look at this turnover from Aquay. Adams, though, man, he is tough to stop. He has been a thorn in Old Blue's side every time he touches the ball, but how about Aquay? Talking about another thorn in somebody's side. He has just been electric on defense, causing a couple turnovers for his team. He's been everywhere. We know that he used to play in the MLR. We know he's hunting for a contract. We know he's big in terms of wants to play at the next level. He knows that there's eyes on this game, so he's going to put his best foot forward every chance he gets.
Yeah, I think he may get a look. I mean, he may get another look. He's played really well and made a big impression on this match. Things you wouldn't necessarily seen a box score, but he's done a lot of great things. Good carry here. Belmont Shore, they get free. Big pickup looking for the offload instead. Another fend there. Bryant couldn't get him. What a ball played back and a great finish. Oh my goodness. Griffin puts it away, but all the work was done by Matthew Masseau. What a passage and what a try from Belmont Shore.
What a try from Belmont Shore is right, and what a run from Masseau. We've given a lot of credit to Adams, but really and truly, I think it's been the 12 for Belmont that has just been an absolute menace for Old Blue to handle. I mean, he is just making people miss. Look at it. There's at least 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts. Gets his hands free, and then that offload. Outstanding work from Masseau. He has been unbelievable in this game. And then Griffin sidestep around DeQuan Perry, and in he goes. You can see that energy from Belmont. That's a big score right before they head to the locker rooms.
Sure is. What a sequence. What a beautiful, beautiful carry, and then the offload and capped off and put down by Micah Griffin. And another big kick. They're all massive, but these are so massive in this championship game. Robert Figley. Bottom right there, the Utah Vipers. I had the pleasure to call them in the semifinal on Friday. They put up 86 points. I believe they were north of 40 today. They win the women's championship in D1. The kick from Figley, no good. So it stays a 5-point match here, and that is the end of this first half, Mike Petrie.
What a first half that was. Belmont Shore, Old Blue, as good as it gets. West Coast, East Coast. I mean, they're going coast to coast, though. Here's a look at Belmont going coast to coast. This guy has been a handful for Old Blue. Adams on the outside. He has just been so hard to bring down, making Old Blue defenders miss. But really and truly, their first 2 tries came from just pick and goes around the corner, so pure power. And then here's the first try from Old Blue. You can see Belmont screaming for help on the outside. That's a 10. That's a left wing. That's Connor Wallace-Sims being put into space by his 10, Kieran Joyce. And then here's another one from Old Blue. Well-scripted set piece. They smash up the middle of a short line out with their forwards, and then they put their right wing into space, and he can make people miss. That's Bryant dotting down for Old Blue, giving his side the lead. But Belmont punches back right away. Pick and go around the corner again. Another power move from Belmont Shore. And then this guy, we've talked about Adams, but how about Masseau just pushing black jerseys off, and then watch this, carries another few, gets his hands free, offload to Griffin, sidestep around Perry, and Griffin goes in right before that halftime whistle to put Belmont Shore in the lead before we go to the break.
Awesome stuff. Great look back at all the scoring plays in the opening half, and here in this Division I men's final, it's 17-12, Belmont Shore. They're on top of Old Blue. We'll step aside and come back with a second half here from Indianapolis right after this.
I just wanna get
This is a great game.
Offloads it on Hudson. This is going to be the man who can celebrate now.
them.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
To understand the game in its fullest, you need to understand what's happening to the ball.
Gilbert is synonymous with every major event that's happened in our sport.
The ball is a conductor of the orchestra. We put a tiny microchip inside the ball. We're getting location information from the ball, speed, spin, distance, trajectory, hang time.
The technology and the innovation behind this ball is truly a game changer.
The moment you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. The first rugby game that allows you to play and get rewards is now live. Step into tournaments, be the ultimate manager, earn free jerseys and match tickets. It is the heart of rugby, now in digital glory. Build your strategy using real player cards. It's your game, your moves. Buy, trade, play, and create your lineup. For cards, your legacy. Experience rugby like never before. Take your fantasy rugby experience to the next level. Join Overley.
May is Mental Fitness Month.
Major League Rugby has partnered with USI Insurance Services and Looseheads
in a united effort to tackle the stigma.
Together, we are committed to changing the game
with the mission of placing a mental health lead in every rugby club
around the world.
Managing multimedia is a challenge and an opportunity. MediaViz AI learns from your multimedia, then labels, organizes, and curates it like a trusted employee. Transform thousands of consumer photos or millions of enterprise images into a valuable collection with MediaViz AI apps, services, and APIs. MediaViz. We put the individual in AI.
It's time to hit.
It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood.
It's championship time, America.
It's time to hit.
It's time to pass. It's time to train, step, and tackle. It's time for tradition. And time for brotherhood.
It's playoff time, America.
Let's get ready. Major League Rugby is now.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year.
The Rugby Network is giving you all the free MLR content you want, live and on demand. Never miss a hit, never miss a try, never miss your team. MLR on TRN. Never miss a match.
Welcome back. We're just outside of downtown Indianapolis. What a weekend it's been. Ben Holden and the USA Rugby Hall of Famer himself, Mike Petrie, on the call. This one, Ryan Ginty's our producer, and great job by Ryan's crew all weekend. Bang-up job. That's been 3 busy days of rugby. Speaking of bang-up, Mike, this has been an awesome match here so far. What stands out the most for you with Belmont Shore on top here by 5 points as we begin the second half here momentarily?
What stands out the most for me is the energy, the passion. We're in a grand final right now, right? This is it. This is the championship game. You're seeing both sides going punch for punch. Here's Connor Wallace-Sims for Old Blue, dotting down, tying that game up for his team, getting a captain's try on the outside corner. And then Old Blue, well-scripted set-piece play to the outside, putting their wing into space one-on-one. Bryant doing the rest, finishing it off. And then Belmont, a double for Sanchez, the prop. Their tight head prop scoring 2 tries in that first half. And then how about this? The number 12, Massot for Belmont. He has been an absolute handful for Old Blue. Handing off defenders and then offloading to Griffin for the try. Belmont is in the lead right now, and I think that's justified, Ben. I mean, we've seen a lot of great stuff from both teams, but that Belmont side has looked energized. They've had lots of ball. They've had lots of possession and lots of territory. So it's fitting right now that Belmont is on top by 1 try.
Here we go, second half underway, Division I men's final, the grand final, as Mike says, and Old Blue and the black and their blue trim in their kits, and Belmont Shore, they're in the gold and their blue kits as well here today on a gorgeous day here in the heartland of America, as they say here in Indiana, in Indianapolis, just outside of downtown here, and one of these two will raise that trophy here in about 40 minutes or thereabouts. There will be a new champ. St. Louis won it all last year. The Bombers did not get here this season. Another chance to play for it. That throw went deep and long, and it came into the hands of their big prop out there. And now Old Blue working through phases. Can help on the edge if they want it. They opt not to go out there, and it's Cam Roberts with it, getting forced back a pretty fair amount. Fair to say that try, that last try by Griffin, the highlight moment of this match. There have been plenty, but that was a beautiful piece of rugby on display. And Mike, we were talking a little bit at halftime as they work it on the edge now to Bryant. Bryant bangs off one. Bryant in the open pitch. Look to dummy it there. Bryant got wheels. Here he goes. Still with it inside of the 22. What a run from Malik Bryant. Huge pickup there for Bryant. Played back now, trying to get it outside. Gathered in now by Old Blue. Just getting inside of the 22 is Clayton there. Yep. Coming back, that ball was deflected. That knock-on called by a referee, Luke Rogan, assistant referees Jared Ford and Katie Roth. Here we go, Mike.
And here's another look at it. There's the offload that gets us started, and this is Griffin in space again. Bryant in space again. We've given a lot of credit to Adams for being a handful for Belmont Shore, but how about Bryant? He has been an absolute handful for Old Blue. I mean, he's just been outstanding in space, and they're just putting Belmont backwards. And then Belmont Shore has no choice just now but to try to just blitz to the outside. They were outnumbered and outflanked on this wing. So they shut down that attack, and now Old Blue with a chance here very early in this second half, just outside of Belmont's 22 for a strike piece move.
So that's going to lead me to something I want to bring up with you, because I want fans out there to hear your passion. Bryant's a player, Derek Adams a player. There's other players that are in this match. Aquay's been really good. Guys that could play in the pro league here in the States, and this is such a high level of rugby. I know you got a great passion for it, Mike.
Well, listen, before the MLR, this was it. This was all that mattered. This was all that there was. I mean, you take out the likes of the big names like Nanu and Giddo and those guys. I mean, they're not coming over here to play rugby, but a lot of these other guys still would. Old Blue, Belmont, these clubs, you mentioned the Blues, they're bringing in some decent players, but they're bringing them in, they're giving them jobs, they're giving them places to live, they're giving them an opportunity to set up in the United States, start a life, start a career, and then be part of the club culture of the American system. But we get a good look here at Old Blue's shove off this scrum. What a push from them. They have really been dominant in this aspect of play. We mentioned a bit of a struggle sometimes at lineouts, maybe inconsistent's a better word, not struggle, but scrum certainly not an area that they are hurting in. They are pushing Belmont Shore backwards.
Good stuff. And now here's Perry with the line out. The opportunity here for Old Blue. Down by 5. Good throw. Trying to get sent in there, but they're unable to. To ground it comes. Belmont Shore trying to hold up, win the battle in here. Tough carry to ground. That one goes. Sophie in there. Played out by Franklin. Not much there for Brock Duncan. Now another opportunity here. Close, but Rogan stopping play here. It's a penalty called on Belmont, or on Old Blue. It goes over to Belmont Shore.
A penalty to Belmont Shore. I want to say that Old Blue may have taken out one of the Belmont defenders off the ball. I think that's maybe what our referee Luke Rogan called there. I'm not quite sure. We're going to take another look at it here. So Old Blue off this line out. They're going to punch this one into the Belmont defense. The ball gets knocked loose. That's not the call, but there's another look at it. So maybe this here. So you see 12 is going to push one of those Belmont defenders out of there, take him out off the play. That might have been the call, Ben. Didn't get a chance to see that hand signal from Luke Rogan, but either way, we're going to get a throw for Belmont from their own 22.
Trying to work their way north down the pitch here. They're leading this match here by 5. Division I grand final here in USA Club Rugby 15's National Championship weekend. Good job, good carry to get them a little bit more breathing room. A pickup of about 7 or 8 meters there on that carry. Another penalty call here from Luke Rogan.
You hear Luke Rogan there saying, "Calm down, fellas. I gave you the penalty. Stop your complaining. Stop yelling at me," because Belmont was just on defense about a meter short of their own goal line. And after this kick from their number 10, Figley, they're probably going to be just over the halfway mark. So in a matter of seconds, 2 penalties against Old Blue, and Belmont is 60 meters upfield.
In the tunnel,
they're just about 10, about 9 to be exact, 9.5, let's call it. Line out set for them here in the 47th minute. Joseph Patolo, the throw. Down they come. Figley plays it back. The big fellow there with the carry. Vallejo to ground he goes.
You put him there, Munoz. 12 was put in there.
Kick through here, chase for it, but coming up to gather that in, Old Blue. Good alertness, good read back there. Put back now, Franklin. Alan Nasso, the lock with the carry. Franklin to it again. Going with the big boys here, that's Brock Duncan there. Tight head prop now, trying to get those feet moving, unable to. Was Franklin, they grabbed the hold of the back of his jersey and brought him down to ground. On the edge now. Oscar Clayton and his counterpart, number 13, Zach Harrison Jones there on that play. Franklin freeing it up. Thought about the kick. Instead, they pass it back. Now they'll kick it out on the edge. That's a dangerous play. Adams out there in space by himself and right into the hands of the dangerous winger, Derek Adams. Well, Belmont Shore getting it right back here. Munoz calls his own number. Took a pretty heavy shot. To ground he goes. Some help there from Bartlett. He'll come and play it free.
No!
Short ball from Munoz there. Want to work that left side here on this passage here. It looks. Munoz to it again. Rogan took a little bit of the contact there. Zach Harrison Jones still going. He's had a couple runs like that, but
I can't stop it, yeah?
Yep, there you hear Luke Rogan there. Got pushed into it, so we'll come back and reset here.
And that's unfortunate for Belmont only because now Old Blue, this is the area that they've dominated at scrum. So Belmont has thrived on open field play. But here you go, Luke Rogan stepping up to make a tackle there. And he just wants in on the action. Another guy that I'm sure loves his club rugby. No, he's obviously, hey, fellas, I'm in the way. We've got to reset this. So they do. They go to a scrum now for Belmont. So a good attacking platform. But I think you're going to see is Belmont try to get this ball in and out of there as quick as they can, because that powerful pack from Old Blue has pushed them backwards the past few times that they've met at this breakdown.
A preferred option if you're putting this ball in, do you go left or do you go right if you're the 9 pulling that out of the back?
You have to see the setup of the defense. You got plenty of space on both sides. There is a look. I would probably go left here.
Okay.
Very quickly. But there it is.
Arm in the air. Yep. Another win in the scrum, as you said, Mike, for Old Blue.
And they have definitely laid down that marker of being dominant in that aspect of play. I mean, if you're Belmont, you've got to recognize that you're outmatched there. You got to get that ball in and out as fast as possible. Don't mess around with it. I mean, you risk getting called for a feed if you're the scrum half for Belmont. Just literally throw it back to your number 8 as fast as you can. So here's a look at it. You can see Luke Rogan's a bit in the way, to be honest, for the calls. They can't get it in there too quick. But there's the put. It is fed into the second row. Great job, but that push from Old Blue, oh my goodness, look at that front row from Belmont being folded back in half. And all that pressure, you see heads popping up for Belmont Shore. Great work from that Old Blue scrum. They've obviously done that a lot up at their practice facility at Columbia University.
Yes, they have. Now they flip one up high, gathered in. Here's a kid carry once again, Zach Harrison-Jones. He's been active in their attack here today. Old Blue player down behind the plays, down, still down. It's on the left of your screen there. In the breakdown, something happened. They're just playing around him as they do here in rugby, now trying to break free. The big fella looking for help, offloads the ball. Laid it back there for Sisley. Munoz frees it. Bigley outside, Adams out there in space, spins away from one. Can't get away from the second though. Great tackle out there on the dangerous winger, Derek Adams. And the turnover, Old Blue comes up with it in there. But they're under pressure and they got to pop this one out and into touch.
And a great turnover again from Old Blue. We have seen that time and time again. That is at least the third, if not the fourth time we've seen Old Blue turn over Belmont in these critical areas of the field. And another great body position, and that's a right wing for Old Blue. That's Bryant, who we've seen in open space be so dynamic, but he's nice and square over top of the ball. And then they get that ball out, and that's 22. Is that Windsor that's in?
Slinging Sammy.
Coach Sam Windsor calls his own number, Ben Holden, puts himself on the field for Old Blue.
Love it. The legend in action is Sam Windsor. Like Reggie Dunlop in the movie Slapshot. Player, coach, doing it all is Sam. You played with Sam for quite a few years, didn't you, Mike?
Played with him, I think, for a very short period of time, mostly against him, if I'm totally honest, very early in the days of MLR. But coached with Sam a few times. He was helping out a bit with the Rugby New York Academy, and he's been at Old Blue now for a number of years, and I must say, credit to Sam since he's been there. I mean, he's really made quite an impact on that Old Blue team. And you can see here now they're in this final. You get a look at Sam with his head taped up, I guess, and even though he's playing in the backfield at fullback.
I talked to him pre-match, and I said, so retired? He goes, no, not yet. I haven't signed the papers. He goes, I'm not giving up, but right now this is my focus, and great to see Sam Windsor out there. What a player he is. Now Munoz gets it free. Belmont Shore. And right around this area here, the last couple of minutes of the match, can they penetrate any deeper here? Hit up high there. No call. Advantage being played here for Belmont Shore. Fend off there. That one looked like it was right in the face. We play on. We expect it to be heated in the final, and now in the second half, time.
We're on it. We're going to go back. No advantage.
53 minutes have been played here in this 80-minute match, or maybe more. Who knows?
We get a penalty here. It's probably going to be a high tackle.
Look like it.
And they're going to get a shot at post here to give themselves a bit of comfort, because I think this is the right call for Belmont. So here's another look at this. So everybody's tall and upright. There it is. There it is. There's that hit. And then just after this as well, one of the Belmont ball carriers looked like they may have been putting a headlocks on this next phase, maybe even. You're going to see it maybe there. I don't know if it's this one or not. Yeah, there it is. There's another headlock. So either way, no matter how you call it, so something high from Old Blue, and Belmont will have a chance to give themselves a little bit more of a lead. And this is key because you mentioned kicking being such an important part. And if he hits this, which from right in front, you'd think it'd be automatic, but that puts it well beyond now one converted try, so it would give him then a lead that Old Blue would have to score more than a converted try to get back into this.
Yep, be a two-possession match here. As I like to say, as you know, Mike, all our years of working together, this should be a chip shot. That's easy for me to say. But Figley strikes with the right, and that one is a chip shot for Figley as he bangs it through, and it's 20-12. There is that two-possession difference now. So a big kick, and there was a kick. Each side has missed a conversion attempt, so every moment matters, and it's so much more magnified at this stage of the game.
And that does make a big difference. It gives you a little bit of comfort. I mean, you cannot take the foot off the gas. You've got to be constantly taking the fight to them if you're Belmont, even with an 8-point lead. And if you're Old Blue, they've been playing really well. You're into the 55th minute. You've got to hang your hat on the fact that you're ready for this. This is where you want to be. You've got to be patient. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to fight your way back in phase by phase.
We've now hit the 56th minute here of this match. 20-12, Belmont Shore with possession out of Long Beach, California. The East Coast against the West Coast here in this year's Division I men's final. Munoz works it out. Once again goes deep with it, back for Figley. Cam Roberts now. Looking for a channel. Roberts steps on the gas. There's a hurdle over one, got tripped up, gains halfway though. So Old Blue now. Going to work. Nice ball played for Aquay. Now kick down the pitch, stays in the playing surface. Chase forward here inside of the 5-meter line. Getting back there, good hustle coming back there to get on that ball by Harrison Jones. Now Old Blue trying to put some heat here. And Belmont Shore here. That one nearly blocked on the charge down, and this will find touch, and it's going to stay inside of the 22-meter line for the upcoming lineout.
What a break from Old Blue, and it's credit to Connor Wallace-Sims on the outside. Take a look at this. Aquay puts him down the line, and then watch Connor. He's all kinds of off balance, puts it off his left foot, spinning kick down that line, and then great chase. Chases his own kick, but what a hustle that time from Jones. And like we said, this is the championship. This is what it's all about. We're nearing that last quarter of play. Both teams putting the pedal to the metal. What a kick from Connor Wallace-Sims. And again, this is an area of play. Old Blue needs to hit their target here.
They don't hit it directly, but they get it on the deflection down into the hands of Nick Franklin. Franklin at the back, it's down on the floor. They pick it up, they gather it in. Into the hands there of Sheridan. Back to the 22 now. Good finish on the tackle there from Weishuttle, the captain of Belmont Shore. 8-point difference. Old Blue trying to chip away at it. Dominic Sofay, the carry. Franklin onto his loose end ball, came out of there. Belmont Shore able to get to it. They were right there, right into the waiting hands. So they get a massive turnover here and a massive hit delivered there on Joseph O'Brien. Pressure here and trying to get away there. Nearly making the tackle there was Overlander, but here comes Belmont Shore. Speed up the near side. 2 against 1. Back inside. This will go the distance. A beautiful passage there as Matthew Massot puts it down.
Wow, what a turn of events for Belmont Shore. Unreal play that time. They get the turnover. They turn the tide very quickly. They spin the ball to the outside, and that guy, he has been outstanding, Ben. I mean, look at this. There's one. Here comes two. Bunch of black jerseys just missing him, and then stays alive. 2-on-1 against Connor Wallace-Sims. Stays alive on the inside. I mean, Massot has been outstanding for Belmont today in that inside center jersey. I mean, he has done it all for them. He's made some big hits. He's kept his leg drive going. That time stays alive on the inside. What a finish that time from Massot. Wow, what a turn of events for Belmont Shore.
The last 2 tries they've scored, he's been directly involved. Of course, that one he scored. But go back to the one that they got in the 40th minute, end of the half. He played the ball on that great offload, that great carry. He played it into Griffin's hands, so he has had some kind of match here, and this is a beautifully struck ball right down the chute. Robert Figley, and they add to the lead. Belmont Shore now up 27-12 here in this Division I final. Leading candidate, Mike, for you is Massot. For if you had to pick a player of the match at this stage, it's got to be, right?
I think it'd be a no-brainer, really, to be perfectly honest. He's been all over the place. He's been outstanding on defense. He's been unleashing their offense, just making people miss, getting his arms free to throw offloads. I mean, he has done it all for Belmont Shore. And a lot of this lead that they have, I mean, credit to Sanchez. Let's not discredit the big guys up front. Their tight end prop has 2 tries, but I mean, Massot and their back line has been electric.
He sure has. Fun to watch. He's got it again. He delivers the shot there on Daquan Perry. Daquan may have been checking his chiclets on that one. That was a heavy blow delivered, and he took it and bounced right back up. Luke Rogan, our referee in the middle, arm in the air, not releasing in time. So that's a big penalty call here against Belmont Shore.
It is a big penalty call here, but if you're all blue, I think you've got to be looking at the corner.
Yep.
Yeah, or take a scrum. Yeah, one of the two, and I think this is actually the better call, given the fact that their line-out hasn't been ticking, and their scrum has been an absolute great attacking platform. That is 100% the right call. But here it is, Akwe. Look at him, straight over top of the ball, nice and square, great body position. That's got to be easily his 3rd steal of the game, if not more. I mean, he has been an absolute menace on the defensive side of the ball for Old Blue. I mean, he is a handful and a great open side flanker. And again, we talked about wanting to make a statement for himself for higher level honors. I mean, he's definitely doing it today. He's doing what a true open side would do in any league, anywhere around the world.
Get him a contract. Saw Connor Wallace-Sims there. Outstanding tenure he had in MLR. Out on the wing. Luke Rogan getting him reset here for a second attempt.
Ben, as you take a look at the scoreboard, we're at that final quarter of play, less than 20 to go, and Belmont more than 2 scores ahead right now. So a big lead for them, but certainly not a comfortable one because Old Blue is a team. They're dynamic. They've got firepower all over the field, and this is a team you cannot sleep on. Old Blue. You've got to play through to the end, and especially now at scrum time where you know that this is a really big attacking platform for them.
Yeah, it's 15 the difference, so a 3-possession game, and Belmont Shore wins this time as they get awarded the penalty in there.
And that's the first penalty, I think, that's gone Belmont's way in this game. Most of it has gone towards Old Blue, but in that moment, that's when Belmont needed it. That will take surely a lot of the wind out of Old Blue sails. You're looking at that scoreboard, you're looking at the clock, you know you're at least 2 scores out of it, and then you get something like that happening. That is big-time deflating, and Belmont will be in no rush to get to this breakdown. Here's another look at it. Ball comes in. And take a look at Belmont just pushing forward through that Old Blue pack. And this is where your impact subs make a difference, Ben. Late in the game like this, you see some fresh jerseys up there, some double digits in the forward pack. That's the kind of impact you need to make in a championship game.
Yeah, Williams has come in, Sheridan, Arango has come in. Up front there, those guys you referenced. Here's the big bruiser now with a carry there is Vallejo, big number 17, Belmont Shore. You get the sense they're trying to go for the knockout punch here, up by 15. Anthony Munoz, the 9 for Belmont Shore. He's come out of the match. We've now got Dylan Carry-On in. He played great in the semifinal game when he came in, number 21. He's in there slinging it now from the base of the rucks and gets it out of there again. Help outside. Dylan Carry-On once played on the other side, Mike Petrie, and that's always spicy when you go against your former club, no matter what the stakes. But when you're at this level, it's even spicier. You want to win this thing even more.
100%. But speaking of playing on the other side, got some interesting feedback just now from a USA Eagle legend and current coach now, David Fee.
Okay.
Name that would be well known around these parts in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Sent me a message off air here and said that the inside center for Belmont Shore, his name is Masoe, so I apologize that we've been getting that maybe phonetics wrong for his name. So Masoe, and his uncle Chris was an All Black. so no surprise here that family lineage. Yeah, that explains a lot. And some great background there from David Fee. I mean, geez, but yeah, no surprise. He's been carving up on this game today.
Appreciate that, David. Great stuff. Yeah, he looks the part, man. He's played great. I know you got, you mentioned Sanchez, and he's played well for them up front, but Masoe has made such a difference in this match here with his carries, his offloads, the try he scored. We're going to look back at that last sequence here.
We're getting, like we said, we're entering that last quarter of play. We're going to get some tired bodies there. They've just played, most of them, Old Blue played last night. Yep. Right, they played 20 minutes of rugby last night. They played a bit on Friday. Belmont's played on Friday as well, so you're going to get some tired bodies out there, but a lot to play for, Ben, and not a lot of time left for Old Blue to make it happen.
Here they come with speed, out on the edge now. Their winger, they pop one through there, but it's gathered in. The kick did not go the way it wanted to, and the young man that kicked it, Connor Wallace-Sims, reaching for his left thigh. He's trying to get out of the way. They run right by him, and here comes Masoe on the run again. Here comes Belmont Shore. They get back, though, and take down the ball carrier. Langayo with a massive, massive gain on that carry. Derek Adams, the ball too low, so he just sticks his foot out and kicks it down, and it's taken down just on the edge of the try line.
Stay there.
Belmont Shore has flipped this pitch in an absolute hurry, in an instant seemingly, as the kick goes into touch.
You got to hope that Connor Wallace-Sims is okay. That looked so painful as he crawled off the field. Here he is now. He's going to put this kick in, and then he's just going to pull up here. And oh yeah, you can see him just pull up a bit, and then he's going to carry himself off. But who's the break from? Masoe. Up the line, into space, running to where Connor Wallace-Sims had just vacated because of that injury that he sustained. And then on scene, some support for Belmont. So here they go right into that winger channel. You see Connor just crawling off the field. And Masoe just pushing defenders off of him. Finding support play to the inside, but a great job by Old Blue to scramble back. And Belmont with the throw-in.
Here comes Belmont again. Marcelino Masoe.
No.
Carry-On gets it free. Big man into the open pitch. Big time carry there from Marcelino Masoe. They are hunting for that try line again, is Belmont Shore. Up by 15 here in the 68th minute. And it's a penalty call against them.
And the call there was side entry against Belmont Shore. They're just delayed to the breakdown, so their hips come a bit sideways and skewed as this kick finds touch over halfway. Here's another look at it. How about this break, Ben? Look at this. We talked about Masoe in space, but how about this guy in space? I mean, another one just plowing forward for Belmont. The big boys up front, they've done quite a bit of work. Sam Winters, people doing work, getting over there, top of the ball there, nice and strong, and probably drawing that penalty because he was in good body position. Belmont had to get there in a hurry, and they come from the side. So a throw-in for Old Blue, around halfway, and they need to make something happen and make it happen quick.
They do. Down 15 here, down 3 possessions here in this Division I men's final here in Indianapolis. Final match of the weekend here. It all started Friday morning. Tap back on the throw. Gathered in Old Blue now. Here they come. Heavy run there, but missed most of the contacted Belanasso. On there, played into the hands of Luke Avaca, number 19. Spun to the back now. Here comes the speedster. That flanker has been so good. Quay, the carry, number 7. Work back. Here's a carry from Cesar Arango. Whistle from Rogan. Advantage is going to come back here.
Come back for that penalty to Old Blue, and you know that they're not going to do anything but keep this ball in play somehow. But let's have a listen in to our referee, Luke Rogan.
Yes, sir.
It's not what the penalty for. When the captain gets here, I'll explain, okay? Okay. So the issue is not the height, it's the lack of arm. Okay, he's hanging his shoulder out there, and he's hitting him with his shoulder without an attempt to wrap. Okay, he's very lucky he's staying on the field. Have a chat right now, it's got to stop. Okay, we're not arguing now. That was the message, pass the message. We're not doing it now. Just back a little bit.
The law is the law. There you go.
So here's a look at it. That's the one that they're calling. His arm's tucked in. Doesn't make direct contact, so I think that's why you're not seeing a yellow card or anything like that. But there was definitely no attempt to wrap in that play as Old Blue hurries up to this line out. But just more details coming in from our USA Eagle friend David Fee. Just so you know, number 18, Masoe, is the brother of number 12, Masoe. Their dad is a Samoan chief, and again, their uncle, the All Blacks. So, man, no surprise, the genes in that family, those guys are just going forward when they touch the ball.
Dave is officially the 4th member of our broadcast team here today. We got Lance Cavanaugh, who we'll get to post-match here. Ben Holden, Mike Petrie with you, and all of our crew here from Indy. We're coming up on 10 minutes remaining here in this final. The call against Belmont Shore here. Here they go now. Tapping on the restart there, Aquay. Franklin down too low, down on the floor, and giving a whack at it there with his foot there was Dominic Solfe.
A number of things happening here.
It's knocked on, it goes over to Belmont Shore here.
Sense the frustration there from Old Blue. Watch this hit from Belmont, though. So Quay just runs into bang. Runs straight into a Belmont Shore defender. Great hit, great stick, and then look at this. Pass low, can't pick it up off the grass. Ball is on the ground, and then just a big old leg swing to kick it because that frustration just now almost palpable from Old Blue as they look at that scoreboard into the final 10 minutes of play, and they are down by 15 points. But it has been all Belmont Shore so far in this one, especially in this second half, Ben.
It has. The try from Masoe put him up 25. The conversion made it 27. They had a penalty goal. Figley knocked one through to put them up by 8. Right now they're up 15 here as we've got 9 minutes remaining here in the championship. Work to the back now, Figley. Taken back there, plenty of real estate here. Taking a look now, going with the right. Roberts pops it down. But it finds touch.
And that's a fantastic kick from Roberts that time, as you see the touch judge changing arms there, because that's a 50-22. So just as he approaches that 50-meter mark, look at this pinpoint accuracy on that line. Lots of green grass, dribbles it out. This has got to be try time for Old Blue. They've got to nail this line out. They've got to punch one in, and then we've got ourselves a game, Ben. But let's see what they could do.
But it's stolen. Stolen on that throw, and Belmont Shore comes up with another big defensive play. Now they're up against it. Now Figley with a touch finder there to get a little bit of breathing room here.
A little bit of breathing room is right, but not much. But how about this? Only one lifter from the back. That's number 16 for Belmont. Finau just lifting that jumper, trying to get some kind of disruption. You know that Old Blue's been inconsistent in that area of play, so great job by Belmont to get that steal.
Here they come now, about 10 meters away. Ball was offloaded, now they're forced back a little bit. Franklin into the hands now of Akwe. Franklin frees it, and that one is knocked down. Rogan's right there. Quick restart here after the knock-on. And Belmont Shore, they come up with it yet again and get it down the pitch. Now a chase forward at halfway. Handled back there by Sam Windsor. Sam with a right. Trying to find that corner for the 50-22, but it's knocked down back there by Belmont Shore. Here he goes again, Matthew Masoe.
Keep it that way. Ben. No, he's never retreating. Ben. You've got an option of a penalty here or a scrum on the 50. Ben, have a word to the boys now. I don't want to hear that.
What'd you see there, Mike?
First of all, some nifty footwork by who else but Masoe. And so what they're calling here is that they're offsides on that kick because Sam Windsor puts that kick down. So you see they were the call from our referees that they were never retreating. So Old Blue gets pinged, and Belmont will now just take their time walking up to this line out as we see time just ticking away. Almost 6 minutes left on that scoreboard. Belmont just outside the 22. They've all but got this one in the bag, but let's see if they can throw one in before this game ends.
Yeah, they get another one here. I think that's clearly safe at this point. Still got right around 5 minutes remaining. 6 minutes remaining here in the match and counting. Entering the 22, they go. Carry on, worked it out. Figley on into the middle, gathered in. Good fend off there, good carry. Harrison Jones, here he goes. He's had some big ones and a big tackle once again. That flanker coming over. Akwe with a big tackle there. Likely saved a try for Old Blue. Now carry on. Outside edge. Dangerous ball out there. Good defensive work from Malik Bryant. And it's knocked on, and Old Blue gets the turnover here. They needed it.
How about that work rate from Akwe is right. Another big break up the middle, but it wasn't the 12. This time it was the 13, Jones. Take a look at this, just making people miss. Leg drive, finds his oncoming support player, but bang. So does Akwe, who's just on the hunt right next to him, knows that ball is coming and just absolutely levels him. And then this is the ball that goes over the top. That goes right over the head of Bryant on the outside for Old Blue, but knocked on by Belmont. So Old Blue now scrum deep within their own end. More than 2 tries out of this. There's their head coach, player coach, Sam Windsor, catching a breath on the sideline. As we get near, Ben, we're all but done here, I think, with just about 4 minutes to go. But still, lots of pride to play for both these teams. Certainly if you're Old Blue, you're not going to be happy. You're going to want to punch something in towards the end of this game. You got a ways to go. Credit to both these teams, Ben. I'll tell you what, these tournaments like this during a weekend when you've got to play 2 games in a span of all but what, let's say like 24, 36 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it is just absolutely taxing on your body. And for these guys to be here in the second day And the women, of course, too, no different. So all the guys, all the girls that are out here for the D1, D2, D3 finals, semifinals, I mean, a marathon weekend of rugby. They'll be taking a week off work when they go back, Ben, to just sit in an ice bath for the rest of the week. Let's just say that.
At least a week, and a well-deserved week. Got to go back to the 30th minute in this match. That's the last time that Old Blue had scored, and it was the try, a sizzling try from Malik Bryant. And they've been shut out to this point in terms of points on the board. Short kick, they nearly gathered that one in. Belmont Shore getting to it. And Gaio got to it now. Here's Derek Adams. Very active in the opening half. Haven't needed him as much here in the second half. Masoi's been a star for them carrying the ball, but Adams had some big carries in that first half that led to points for them. Spent a lot of time playing in the Premier Rugby Sevens, was outstanding in his time in that here in the U.S. And here's a kick that hops inside of the 22 and into touch. And the restart, Carry On gets in there, pressures the ball, gets some help in there from Zach Harrison-Jones as well. 3.5 minutes remaining in the match. Work free from the base. Old Blue deep in their own territory, taking the shot, kicking it one out. And it'll find touch as Figley lets it go over there. Into touch.
You see Old Blue right now just trying to throw the kitchen sink at them, trying chips over the top from their own goal line, trying to just find space on that outside channel and maybe get a good bounce for their right winger, Mark Bryant. But right now, it's been Belmont Shore through and through in this second half, and there it is. There's that little chip kick, trying to put it up ahead into space. But again, just pressure from Belmont Shore. And they have been absolutely all over the place. Their work rate has been incredible. Their hustle has been incredible. And they've been really good in this aspect of play, too. They've been really effective at line-out time as well.
Tap back by him into the hands of Figley. Pillows it up off the floor. And now Belmont Shore here in the final 2.5 minutes now of the championship. They're on the right side of it, leading here by 15. Figley with a penalty kick early in this second half, and then Matthew Masoi with the try. Put him up 25-12. Conversion has it where we stand now at 27-12. Looking for a break. Good carry there, turned in from their number 8 there. Nicely done by Garrett Williams. And an injured Old Blue player back behind everything. And this ball is going to go over to Old Blue as Luke Rogan there with the knock-on indication. Time is off once again due to the injury there. That's Jimmy Sheridan took a shot up high, needing some attention, and that may be out of socket, out of place.
I'll tell you what, Ben, that is just not what you want to see in the 78th minute of this game. These guys have poured their heart and soul into this weekend, as I just talked about. And at this point in the game, I mean, scoreboard the way it is, they're continuing to pour their heart and soul into it, and you definitely don't want to see somebody lying on the ground like that, and clearly in a lot of discomfort, but hopefully able to get the treatment he needs right now. We'll take another look at what could have caused this possibly, or at least a good run here by Belmont Shore.
Yeah, that was Sheridan there on the Sheridan was hanging on trying to make that tackle there.
Yeah, there he is. You can see him on the ground there holding his arm. But he's up on his feet. He's walking off the field. So credit to him. But man, he is definitely uncomfortable. But hopefully he's okay. He can be proud, walk off tall. He's put in quite a shift. So has this entire Old Blue side. Credit to them for getting through to this finish line, but just not quite enough juice in the tank to take on that West Coast powerhouse, Belmont Shore, who has just been clinical for the entire 80 minutes of play so far, Ben.
This Belmont Shore side has gotten respect from all the teams they've faced, all the other teams that are in club rugby here in the U.S. Most saying that they felt this would be the club that would win Division I. And right now they're about 100 seconds away from winning it here in 2025. Call going against them here. Tap and go on the restart. Here comes Old Blue trying to get something going here late, very late in this match, but they're taken quickly to ground. Ball played on. Sofe, though, runs into a wall, nowhere to go. Taken out. Thought about the pass. Now a kick, and a beautiful kick right into the hands of the intended target, Cam Roberts. And Roberts, he tried to play it on to Bryant. And over there it goes into touch, and Belmont Shore celebrating that on their sideline.
You can see some energy there from Belmont and all of their players on the sideline. I mean, but how about this kick? I mean, this is pretty cool. Take a look at that. Yeah, there's just so much traffic around, and they just puts that kick on the money. On the money to the fullback, entering the line. So what a play that time from Joyce to Roberts. And then Belmont straight on the scene, though. And look at that. That's some enthusiasm. They know this game is all but done. They're just waiting for that final whistle from our referee, Luke Rogan, with 30 seconds left to go on the scoreboard, Ben.
Yep, it is all but over. Belmont Shore can sense it. Look at their sideline, their bench area there. Scrum here, they get it. They're going to storm the field. They'll kick this thing into touch if all goes right for Belmont Shore out of Long Beach, California. Maybe they won't. Adams runs one over. Adams looking for help. Got the ball off. A lot of bodies in there and trying to wrestle the carrier down to the ground. Luke Rogan. Yep, he's tackling then some. Ball freed up. Still going at it. Here's Belmont Shore with it again. There's the kick. This one is into touch, and that's the championship. Belmont Shore, the favorite to win into Division I. They are your 2025 Division I men's national champions.
What a game, Ben, and this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is club rugby in the United States at its finest. Two of the nation's best, Belmont Shore and Old Blue, West Coast, East Coast, LA, New York rivalry. And these guys in gold get the job done in Indianapolis, and look at that excitement. A lot to be proud of, a lot to be happy about for that club right there. Like we said, they came in the favorites, and they proved exactly why. They were clinical for a full 80 minutes, but a lot to be proud of for that group right there. Old Blue from New York fought tooth and nail, had to play 3 games in 3 days, if you want to call it that. They played Friday night, they played 20 minutes Saturday, a full game Sunday. They threw the kitchen sink at these boys from Belmont, and Old Blue and Sam Windsor, their head coach, they can walk away standing tall. They just hit a runaway freight train in this Belmont Shore side.
Yeah, they were very sharp, very dialed in this match here. It was a much different match than their semifinal match, as is the case in a lot of matches, but it was a different tempo, a different pace here on Saturday. Some big plays, some big breaks, some big carries, some big runs. Matthew Masoi, and got to remember Sanchez up front. He had 2 of their tries as well. They got it done. They got it done up front, Mike. They got it done from the back line. They got it done with speed. They got it done with power. It was a complete win for Belmont Shore here today.
And we said that at the Open, Ben. We said one of the things we love about this Belmont side is they can do it all. Their West Coast is known for their open attacking offense, but they had 2 tries very early on from their tight head prop, Sanchez, just plowing over the line into that Old Blue defense. But here's a look at it. Old Blue, to their credit, they fought all the way through this one. And here's Connor Wallace-Sims, their captain, dotting down in space. And here's another well-scripted strike move off their line out. They hit up into the heart with their 6 and their 8. They moved that ball quickly into the second layer, put their right wing, Bryant, one-on-one. He finishes in space, but Belmont, the second try here for their tight head prop Sanchez. He had himself a day. And then from there on out, it was pretty much all Belmont Shore. Here we go, another look at this one. This is, as we mentioned his name, all broadcast long. Masoe just finding his arms free and finding his fullback, Griffin, for the try right before the end of the first half. That gave Belmont that win, and I think really that was the critical moment for Belmont Shore, was that try right before halftime. Masoe again finding himself in open space, finding himself in support to stay alive, going the distance, getting himself on the scoreboard with a well-deserved try. I mean, he was everywhere today for Belmont Shore.
No question about it. That try was in the 40th minute. And a big one to close out the half for Belmont Shore. And
let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of the 2025 championships. Two great teams, East Coast versus West Coast. Old Blue had to fight the elements. They had to fight Chicago. They had a great match here with Belmont. Runners up this year for 2025, Old Blue. Congratulations. When you get into a match like this with ball control offense like Belmont has, they're clinical in their execution. You always need that guy that goes forward, wins you the go-forward ball, produces it, and leads from the front. Today's MVP, Matt Mateo.
My name is Sioné Masoe.
Rugby seasons is a long journey, especially when you get made to the finals last year. Finished close, but didn't quite get there. You kicked on the door, you knocked on the door. 2025, you kicked it in, you dominated. Congratulations, you're the 2025 D1 National Champions.
I am down on the field with Sioné McCoy. You balled out.
Sioné McCoy is crazy. My name is Sioné Masoe.
Masoe,
Please.
I apologize. Sioné Masoe. Apologies. Lay it from the front, like they said. The last love what you put in today. How's it feel to be a champion MVP?
It feels great. It feels more MVP, but I couldn't do it without these boys here. The coaching staff. Thank you to our wives. Thank you to our children. And thank you to Belmont Shore for this opportunity.
Runners up last year, champions this year. Next year, what's it look like for Belmont Shore? What's the future like?
All these guys are young, so you'll see us again. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah! Congratulations to the champions, Belmont Shore. What an amazing matchup. Belmont Shore, the toast of the USA. Favorites going into this, and they handle business. Congratulations to Belmont Shore. What an amazing national championship game and national championship team. We'll kick it back up top to you all.
all right, Lance. Thanks so much. Great work from Lance all weekend as well. Was here all 3 days. And, yeah, you get close. You come back. That hunger is there, Mike, you know, from playing at the highest level in this sport. And they get it done here in 2025 as national champs.
You get a good look at the entire Belmont Shore organization there. People that have been there for a long time. I saw there one of the guys, Steve Vent. They'd be happy. And what I will say is you get a good look at this group shot. Someone that probably wishes they could have been there. A big, big, big supporter of Belmont for a long time, Dougie Pye. Dougie Pye somewhere looking down from the skies, passed on just recently, and he's happy, smiling down on this Belmont crew. Proud of these guys. I'm sure he is, and they all are. What a moment for this Belmont Shore organization.
Awesome. Great to hear. Mike, always great being with you no matter what we're doing, especially here today. It was a championship day here. Thanks to Ryan Ginty and Next Level Rugby, all the gang, Lance Kavanaugh, and everybody involved. great weekend. This puts a cap and a bow on it. Belmont Shore, the 2025 Division I Men's National Champions, as they defeat Old Blue 27-12. The trophy is theirs, and it's going back to Cali for the champs in 25.